And we are not live. Sorry. How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today I've got the Final Fantasy 14 online Endwalker follow-up role quests. Jeez, that is a mouthful and a half. Anyway, we are back to Red Mage, the Mage of Red, because anyway. Shirabat. Bitter snow. The glint in Shirabat's eyes suggests she was hoping you might pass through. Well, if it isn't John, all around good egg and champion of, well, the whole world, I suppose. Yeah. I do be that. Word travels fast, my friend. We've heard all about your exploits defeating the blasphemies that plague the good people of Eorzea and Doma. Sadly, there are other fell beasts that yet want for slaying, but fear not, our efforts to bring them low proceed apace, and we've had naught but glad tidings from our allies. Perhaps the most surprising report came from Werlit, where soldiers led by the infamous Black Wolf fought alongside Alamegan troops for yet another hard-earned victory. Reports from Garlemald, however, suggest another blasphemy threat lurks in the snows, and received a petition for assistance. Strange, don't you think? When the effects of the final days began to spread in earnest, we encountered a great many monsters in Garlemald, but never blasphemy. And to make matters worse, they say the Guardians who chose to remain and rebuild have begun transforming into yet more hideous creatures. From what I understand, it was you and your comrades who brought an end to the source of the final days, is that right? Even so, it appears its effects will linger a while longer, until this malevolent influence on Akasha. It's just spelled weird. And I forget what it's actually like called, like, 10k years ago. Besides, this won't be the last time we hear of such sightings. As for the blasphemy, we have reason to believe it is a great deal stronger than any we faced thus far. Your strength and experience would prove quite valuable if you're willing to help, of course. I should certainly think so. No sooner did we receive the request from Charlian than they began making preparations to dispatch their forces. That said, it was clear from the first they were hoping you might also take up the hunt. Though if I may be frank, I was not expecting Charlene of all places to be so concerned with the present state of Garlemald. What with their strict policies on non-intervention? Perhaps we'll find out the reason before this is all over. But that's an inquiry for another time. I will not keep you any longer. Once you arrive in Garlemald, I should think the intelligence officer stationed there will be more than happy to apprise you of the situation. I, of course, will not be doing this on any of my alts because they won't have all of the quests completed, only their mains. John, it's an honor to have you with us, sir. I presume you're come to assist in our hunt for the blasphemy. Maxima and Lucia will be pleased to hear it if you would come this way. It is good to see you, John, though I wish it were under more fortuitous circumstances. We were reluctant to call upon you, knowing you but recently returned from the far reaches of the heavens, but we are no less glad for your aid. It's all good. Now then, I believe it best if the man who first discovered this blasphemy explained the situation. Yep. Ah, John, good. We may forego introductions then. Thank you for answering our call for assistance. As for the situation at hand, it concerns a joint effort between the Forum and the Loporrits to find new purpose for the moon. While there's no longer need for a vessel to evacuate this star, we believe the moon may yet prove of use to the people of Aetheris. After much contemplation, a rather ingenious proposal was put forward to transform the moon into a repository for man's knowledge, an archive of hitherto unseen scale. I mean, that only works if we have the last 10k years worth of knowledge. And then some, you know, like... Charlene has long had the honor of boasting incomparable repositories of the world's knowledge, but it is far from perfect. Should calamity befall us, natural or otherwise, the wisdom of ages we have long labored to preserve would be lost. But the moon is beyond any such risk. What's more, it is beyond the jurisdiction of any one nation. Yeah, because the Loprits know how to summon, like, pure, like, creation magics. So they would just be like, oh, you want to come at me? Have at thee. Actually sounds terrifying. Thus did we consult the allied nations of Eorzea, the Far East, and Radzat Han. They agreed to assembling a survey team to make measure of the moon and its potential as a repository. Our plans for assessment were forestalled, however, by the presence of an entity we believe to be a blasphemy in the Tower of Babel. Hey, I'm not going in there, am I? Claims of Guardian citizens transforming into monsters shortly after its discovery only gave further credence to our initial supposition. But we've not only ill tidings to share. Reinforcements have been dispatched to aid us in quelling the blasphemy threat. Lord Artoriel and a member of Gridania's Keepers of the Entwined Serpents have already begun investigation into the catalyst of these transformations. Okay. Though the skies no longer burn and the spread of the affliction is much curtailed, we must remain vigilant. Until the blasphemy threat has been quelled, Alphino and Alize have graciously offered to help keep calm the people of Tertium while we attend to the people here. But the matter of the blasphemy is not so easily resolved, I'm afraid. We recently met with certain complications that hindered our plans. Yugiri and Fordola are presently deliberating how best to resolve the situation. Perhaps it'd be best if you heard the details directly from them. So... Wait. Who's the fifth one then? Because there's 5. Yugiri, Fordola, Entwined Serpents, Artorel. There was one more. Holy shit, I can't remember. I should like to join you if I may. As this endeavor was originally undertaken on Charlene's behalf, I feel it's my responsibility to see this through to its conclusion. I mean, Ayo, you still Sage Boy, or you're just gonna sit there when the fight breaks out? Cause if you're just gonna sit there, please stay here. I'm actually concerned. Who's the last person? Yugiri, Fordola, Artorel. Entwined Serpent. There is one missing. I think the one I'm missing is Limsa Lominsa. Oh, Limsa Lominsa is Melweb. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that would be why she's missing. That's funny. I did not expect to see you here of all places, but I am no less glad for your presence. I presume word of the blasphemy is what brought you here, in which case I believe it may be best if a member of the reconnaissance team's guard explained the situation. An acquaintance of yours? Long time no see, Lawrence. I dare tell you were the worldly sort, but bugger me if I know where you heard my name before. I'm just a lowly sort for hire, hoping to fatten my purse with a touch of mercenary work after taking my leave from Limsa. Okay, so the company of heroes is the 5th. I was like, there's no way it's just Melweb. Like, I'm just like, I refuse to believe that. The job sounds simple enough, but, well, I'm sure you wouldn't be here if it were, eh? But you didn't come all this way to hear about me, did you? The blasphemy we're after is making its nest in the upper reaches of the Tower of Babel, the auxiliary sector, I believe it was. But it wasn't alone. A sizable horde of beasts were circling about like knights protecting their queen. Naturally, we thought to strike from a distance before engaging in earnest, but not a single bullet reached its mark. They were protected by some manner of mystical shroud, as far as I could figure. Without a keen eye for magic, I don't see anyone getting through. By the time we understood the futility of the situation, we'd been spotted. Retreat was our only option. Pains me to say it, but there won't be any brute forcing our way through this one. My understanding was that once transformed, these blasphemies are completely devoid of ether. With what energies could it create such a barrier? That's the question, isn't it? My first thought was some heretofore unknown technique for conjuring shields. Needless to say, I'm out of my depth when it comes to matters of magic. Which is precisely why I plan to speak with the Elder Seatseer when she arrives. If anyone can help us find a way to overcome the last week's protection, it's her. In the meantime, could we trouble you to help with the not-so-small matter of people changing into beasts? The blasphemous horde was large enough when first we found it. We can't afford more to join its ranks. Very well. We shall reconvene with Lord Artorel and discuss strategy. I had completely forgotten about the company of ears. Before you go, there's something else you should know about the tower. From the moment we set foot inside, I could swear there was someone or something watching us. I shrugged it off thinking of figment of imagination, but in hindsight, I'm not so sure. Nothing to worry ourselves about now, but best keep on your guard when we do finally return to the tower, eh? I believe it's quest 3 that we return to the tower. It's either 2 or 3. Oh, wait, I can just... Tsuyu mount it. Woo! Keeper of the Entwined Serpents. The gang's all here! John, it's good to have you with us, my friend. Indeed, the road before us is not an easy one, and a man of your talents will prove invaluable to our efforts. We but recently returned from reconnaissance wherein we made a few rather surprising discoveries. First and foremost, we're pleased to discover that no one residing within Camp Broken Glass or Tertium have turned. Know that thanks to the concerted efforts of Maxima, Alfino, and Alize. However, we have reason to believe those who did turn all hail from Locus Amoenus. I mean Corvos, the Guardian's ancestral home. The very same. When the ill effects of the final days began to manifest there, a number of Guardian refugees from the region sought sanctuary in Garlemald. But the capital was already in ruins when they arrived. They were offered asylum, but many refused and instead chose to fend for themselves on the outskirts of the city. We are of a mind to go and speak with them directly if you would care to join us. Perhaps together we can learn what of their recent circumstances has triggered such a terrible change among their people. Okay, one second. $2,069. Nice. Oh yeah, I'm back to 350k. Woo! Something sold last night. Which is to say, heavy time material or easy money! I need to just go and like farm Alzadal's Legacy on repeat and just farm materia. But I could also just, you know, sell off like ragstones from Ishgard. A frozen hope. Artorel is eager to begin his inquiry. Inquiry. I was going to say inquiry. It's inquiry. Because it's inquire, not inquire. Anyway, time being of the essence, I believe it prudent we split into 2 groups and cover as much ground as we may as quickly as possible. If you and Master Fortuno would inquire after the people at Victor's spoils, the 2 of us shall see what we may learn at Liminal Station 4. When you have finished, pray meet us there. So Ali and Alfie's dad is coming to join us. Come forth, father of friend and friend. Victor's spoils is to the east of here. Yes, let us be off. He ditched me, Sag. I was hoping to show him the beauty and grace of the Firebird mount. Definitely not a phoenix. Nope. Not at all. You can't prove it. Summon forth your Firebird. Not Phoenix. Definitely not Phoenix. I swear! That description is just a full, just me description. Like, nope. It's definitely not this. Nope. Not at all. I love it. Just change my last name in the game to Firebird Soul. And be like, nope. Definitely not Phoenix. Nope. That they should choose to reside here in the cold. I can but presume they will not be amenable to conversation. Even so, we must not be turned. Come. Did he learn better hospitality while I was away, or? Oh, to be fair, he was only a dick to keep his kids safe. Like, it's not his fault. Like, I get it. The way Emilienne described it, he turned paler than a sheet at the sight of any letter from his kids. It's like, oh no, are they dead? It's just like, so you just, I'm like, I'm not reading that. I don't want to hit. It's like, nope, nope, nope. Talk. What is there to talk about? We've no home, no future, nothing. This doom spells the end for us all. Let's cure you. Come to hear our grievances, have you? We've more than you have time. We've more than you have time to hear them, I'm sure. We've lost not one, but two homes. Our loved ones, our livelihood, there's nothing left. I served my time in the military. Aye, for what? To lose all my friends, my son, and there was naught to show for it but our claim to Locus Amoenus. Or so we thought. Calamity was visited upon us for reasons we know not. And when we thought to flee, it followed on our heels to Garlemald. Ruin and ash at every turn. It's not actually doing anything for them, but it's just like, it's the thought that counts, right? That's how that works. Can't imagine why you or anyone else would feign interest in our troubles, but if you insist. You'll find a great many of the people here were in the military at one time or another, some retiring with honors and others without. Sadly, I'm one of the latter. Bore one too many scars in battle. Even so, my contributions were enough to warrant leave to move to Locus Amoenus. It was a land of warmth and bounty. The Corvosi rebellion admittedly proved troublesome for a time, but it didn't take long for the Second Legion to quell their uprising and could practically drown in the calm and quiet. And then one day the skies came alive with flame. We were overrun by all manner of foul beasts born of our brothers and sisters. The Second Legion barely had time to assemble their forces before they were overrun and snuffed out. We barely escaped with our lives. We were greeted only with more rack and ruin on arrival here. We've not the strength to take our home back from the Corvosi a second time. There's nothing left for us anywhere. Did you learn of how they came to be in such dire straits? The final days, my friend. The final days. I see. I heard much of the same. The military forces of Locus Amoenus were defeated in the wake of the final days. Desperate to survive, they naturally fled to Garlemald, seeking sanctuary. It was their hope the might of the Emperor would allow them to reclaim the home they were forced to abandon. But the capital was already in ruin when they arrived. Needless to say, the lands they have long believed to be the ancestral home of the Guardian people may remain forever lost to them. Those unfamiliar with history would believe they have always resided in the bitter, cold climes of northern Ilsabard, but that was only after the Corvosi invaded 800 years prior. Yeah. With the advent of Magitech, I imagine it was all too easy for Emperor Solus to rally his people and take back what they believed to be rightfully theirs. Yet history would tell us true that the land they call Locus Amoenus has been known by other names, and served as home to myriad of peoples. Indeed, one need only look back to the Elegant's reign in the Third Astral Era to give the lie to Guardian claims of sovereignty. Yet even had they such ancestral ties to locus Samoanus, antecedents cannot justify their animosity to foreign peoples. Animosity poorly veiled by delusions of justice, as has been the case for so many nations throughout history. Would that man have the sense and strength of will to break free from such chains of hatred? Hey, we do! Or at least a few of us do. Help! Someone help! They've turned. Oh. Another monster. Quickly, John. We haven't a moment to lose. Bro, do you have your whatever the fuck they're called? Oh no. Oh, fuck's sake. Alright, I got 7 on deck. 380 for 10 billion seconds or 310 for fucking 2. One of my mates seemed unwell, so I thought to come over and look in on him. Next thing I knew, no one appears to be injured. Did he not attack? He just walked off in the direction of the tower in a daze, as if it was calling to him. He could not have gone far. If you would go after him, I will remain here and see that all are accounted for. Defeat the fell beast. Wait, is this literally the fell beast I have to defeat? Just this random fell beast that... I'm scared. Because I remember we had to do one fight. This looks like a void set. This looks like the one void set that ate the other. With permission, mind you. But still. I mean, the 13th is all, you know. It's all survival of the fittest over there, so like I kind of get it. Right, like I kind of get it. I do. People be like, "Oh, this and that." I'm like, no, no. The beast is slain then, thank the heavens. For a blessing no others have turned, and a measure of calm has been restored, if only for the moment. Witnesses were able to offer a clue as to the source of the transformation. They claim the afflicted was listening to this radio. Even now, it continues to play the same cryptic message. Am I going to hear the message? Empire no more, never again, rise ashes. Though sorted by radio static, you can hear a voice saying, the empire is no more, never again shall it rise from the ashes. But how is this possible? There are no facilities left standing that could possibly deliver a broadcast. Be that as it may, Adam is no more, and the Tower of Babel has fallen into disrepair, by your hand no less. Which begs the question, who, or perhaps what, could be behind this? John, Master Fortuno, a moment if you would. Ayo. Shortly after we finished our inquiry at Liminal Station 4, Lord Emmerich and Admiral Melweb arrived, and requested an audience. Apologies for our late arrival. Knowing firsthand the devastation of which the blasphemies are capable, I discussed the matter with the Admiral, and we were of one mind the situation warranted our immediate presence. Is it safe to presume a representative of the survey team has already arrived? Indeed, I have. Thank you for coming all this way on such short notice. Recent events here at the camp have proved most enlightening. Yeah, Anima's back, I think? And this is the aforementioned radio. Empire no more, never again, rise ashes. Harsh reminder of their misfortune, sufficient to push some wayward few over the edge, it would seem. Yet there still remains the question of who is sending this message, and from where. Glory everlasting, Garlemald. For glory everlasting for Garlemald. No, it couldn't be. You recognize this message? A mantra often spoken by Lord Nerva. Anyone who lived in the provinces under his authority could scarcely forget those words. He sought to claim the throne after the assassination of Emperor Varus, did he not? After civil war broke out, he all but disappeared according to the intelligence we managed to gather. How could he have managed to breach the tower undetected? To have done so and remain unnoticed by the creatures infesting the tower seems a nigh impossible task, unless... In a manner of speaking, yes, the blasphemy. Not as the man he once was, but as a blasphemy. Robbed of the throne and forced to watch the empire he longed to command crumble before his very eyes. If such loss did not drive him to the same fate as Quintus, the despair he felt no doubt overcame and turned him. Nerva's delusions of grandeur aside, the Guardian's plight sounds not unlike the Sahagin, desperate to preserve their spawning grounds. Indeed, though unscrupulous by any measure, the Guardians found solidarity in their ideology, as did the people of Ishgard in the church. Adrift without home or purpose, it is all too easy for despair to take hold. Would that a remedy were as simple as offering them land as we did the Sahagin. In all likelihood, the Guardians would refuse to settle for aught less than what they believe to be their ancestral homeland of Locus Amoenus, a claim the Corvosi would readily take arms to denounce. We would do well not to further fan the flames of animosity twixt them. Ugh. Then perhaps, at the very least, we could offer them peace of mind, and a means to regain some semblance of stability in their lives. By no means an easy solution, but perhaps the only one worthy of pursuit. Of course, this new Garlemald must remain a sovereign nation, free from the oversight of others. Aye, they would see no meaning in it otherwise. If I'm not mistaken, Alphino and Alizea have already made strides in helping the people here regain some normalcy in their day-to-day living. A most important first step, but it will mean little without proper leadership. Rather than a single individual, perhaps a governing body of sorts would prove more effective. I mean, there are a number of former Senate members among the refugees at Camp Broken Glass, as I recall. With their help, creating the framework for new governance is not an impossibility. Then let us call the people together and see what they make of our proposal. I'm hoping that I don't have to fight Nerva. I prefer to keep Nerva away from me. The final days has taken much from you all. I can but imagine the pain you feel in the face of such immeasurable loss. And though the final days have been averted, its effects yet linger, and a blasphemy has been born of your suffering. Decisive action must be taken before further harm is wrought upon you. To overcome such adversity is too great a task for any one person, but as a people united, there may yet be hope for the morrow. While it is not our place to decide how you will move forward, we would offer a small measure of guidance. We were told a number of former members of your Senate yet remain among you. Would you be amenable to an interim government led by these individuals until such time as Garlemald can be rebuilt? Rebuild Garlemald. Is such a thing truly possible? Even if we do call together some governing council, they won't be making anything of that pile of ash we dare call Garlemald. There's no going back to Locus Amoenus either. Rack and ruin, those are our only options. I realize to rebuild Garlemald is a seemingly impossible task, but you need to undertake it alone. My children are working with members of the First Legion as we speak to begin an organized relief effort. And there are others from the provinces no doubt willing to lend their expertise. You need but ask, not as would-be conquerors, but as brothers and sisters of the Star, and others will heed your call. If you should still see no merit in the rebuilding of Garlemald, then I would instead offer you residency in Charlian. Promise you'll be welcomed with open arms. Yeah. Charlian does have the whole neutrality thing going for them. Charlian, so now you'd expect us to go and lick boots in some country we've never even heard of. My apologies if I appeared overly forward in my proposition. Considering our strict policies on non-intervention until but recently, it is not surprising that you are unfamiliar with my homeland. It is an island nation to the north, home to myriad peoples, which is why I believe it would not prove difficult to accommodate you and yours. To be clear, you would not be migrating to Charlian to live in servitude. You have my word that each and every one of you would be guaranteed citizenship upon entry. And he is the big boss, seemingly, so... And why exactly would you go to such lengths for us? For the conquerors you barely know. Because it's the right thing? Probably? Webcam! I love it. I love the overhead cam. Charlene was long aware of the coming doom that would be the final days, and so we were preparing to evacuate the Star, taking as many people and resources as our stores would allow. Initially, it was our intent to save the people of Garlemald as well, but we had not forgotten your transgressions invading Alamigo, your rejection of our entreaties for peace. After a great deal of deliberation, it was decided we would forego an invitation to Garlemald, a determination made with great trepidation. We had convinced ourselves it was ultimately for the greater good, though I can think of at least one individual who would continue to protest. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Sage counsel I brazenly cast aside when confronted with the final days in earnest. But John here and his companions refused to forsake those we were otherwise unwilling to save. With great risk to themselves, they achieved the impossible, and opened my eyes to the error of the Forum's decision. If all other roads lead to ruin regardless, perhaps we should at least consider it. I mean, yeah, if all roads lead to doom, you might at least take the road leading to doom that is comfy. Am I wrong or am I right? Then it would be my pleasure to invite you all to Count Broken Glass, where you shall have warm food and beds both. Oh, these are the people here! At Victor Spoils. Admiral Melwib and I shall speak with Maxim and the others and consider how best to assist the Garleans moving forward. Should we broach the subject of the blasphemy, however, we will not hesitate to call upon you. It's 4 quests, and I believe this is the end of the second. Ayo? Who dat? Why am I being stalked? Again. I swear. Y'all need to, like, chill. Sure, whatever. A misguided few. Though visibly relieved the Guardians are safe, the hardness in Fortuno's eyes suggests your work is far from over. With the Guardians' hearts at ease, the likelihood of others turning has greatly diminished. That said, it is no cause for us to grow complacent. We must needs find a way to overcome the blasphemy's protective warding. If I understand correctly, a blasphemy's behavior is oftentimes influenced by the memories and emotions of the originator, in which case it would be prudent to learn more of the man who birthed this monstrosity. How fortuitous, then, that a number of soldiers from the 3rd Legion are in our custody. For mercy, their tempering was not so severe as to be beyond our ability to heal them. They are presently being treated at Camp Broken Glass. Perhaps the camp's intelligence officer can tell us who among them knows aught of Nerva's whereabouts. I mean, we know Nerva's whereabouts. It's the Tower of Babel. Did I open it in time to keep it up? There's 2 members up. I do the stream on Twitch at Equinox. I love that. I love that. That's my message. I see. Perhaps it'd be best if you speak with Virgilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion. She's still on the mend, but the Kyurgians aren't like to oppose a brief conversation if you would wait here a moment. I still want the outfit Y'shtola wears while we're here. Eor's his champion, I presume, and one of his cohorts. What business have you with me? Ilsamard is faced with imminent crisis, and we believe the knowledge you bear may be key in stopping it. My heart goes out to these people. Like, asshole would-be conquerors, but they're all just people. Thus do we believe the blasphemy to be Nerva, its whereabouts in the wake of Garlemald's fall, or lack thereof, give credence to our theory. Lord Nerva. For what we have pieced together thus far, you were one of the last to see him alive. Please, will you not share with us what you know? Very well, though I suspect what meager knowledge I possess shall avail you not. But like, it's not gonna help, but sure. I love that. Just, it's not gonna help you, but sure. I mean, that's only true if he shot himself. I last spoke with Lord Nerva shortly after the warring with the 1st Legion began. Cloistered within the lower levels of the Cenaculum Imperialis, he spent the better part of the day listening attentively to the radio. He seemed hopeful, or perhaps desperate, for news that the tide might turn in our favor. The next day, I left for the front line. It was there I heard a terrible noise, which I assumed came from the Tower of Babel. Then darkness took me, and I remember not after that. I was told the radios protected those close to them from the effects of the tower, in which case Lord Nerva would have remained unaffected. But he has ever been devoted to Garlemald. For glory everlasting, he would say. To watch the empire he loves so dearly crumble, I can think of no one who would be more stricken by the sight. It's too bad he's partially responsible for it. Anyway. It would seem we were right to assume what became of Nerva. And it does not surprise me the beast would choose to make its nest within the Tower of Babel. It stands atop the remains of the Imperial Palace and the throne he revered so highly. But the Empire is no more, and Lord Nerva, apparently, is no longer the man he once was. He deserves to be laid to rest, together with his dreams of glory. We will fell the beast, you have my word. Apologies for the interruption. Kani Sena has arrived and we're ready to depart. It is good to see you, John, Master Fortuno. I've spoken with Lorenz of the ward protecting the blasphemy, and I am quite confident some manner of ether-based magic bars our path. If I may be so bold, Elder Seatsier, we reached the same conclusion initially, but that simply is not possible. These creatures born of the final days are devoid of ether. As such, they would be unable to produce such a barrier in a manner to which we are accustomed. Do you suppose it possible they manipulated dynamis to achieve a similar effect? Dynamis is what it was called back then, isn't it? I too thought to dismiss the notion of a barrier fueled by ether. That is, until I stepped foot here in Garlemald. Even now, I can sense streams of ether flowing toward the tower. Its purpose was, after all, to harvest reserves of energy sufficient to reach the moon. Even if one was incapable of manipulating ether directly, it stands to reason control of the tower would alleviate such a need. It is merely conjecture, of course. I cannot say for certain until I have examined the currents with mine own eyes. Might I ask you to accompany us? I would join you as well, if I may. My injuries would keep me from being of use in battle, but my knowledge of the land should serve just as well as my blade. I would not be opposed to your company, but it is not my decision to make. She may go, so long as she remains under watch by you and the others. Very good. Might I suggest we begin with Regio Urbanissima? I sense the greatest confluence of ether in that vicinity. You know, I think Ferdola would object. Okay, who is this person? The one that was like right here. Who are they? I would love for it to be Nerva. Because that would be fucking hilarious. Right? It's like, oh, Nerva's the blasphemy, Nerva's the blasphemy, and then turns out Nerva's not the blasphemy. That would be fucking hilarious. But, unfortunately, that doesn't pull on the heartstrings as much. Funny doesn't pull on the heartstrings, which means it's probably Nerva. And he'll probably knock out Virgilia at the very least, if not outright, like, put her near, if not outright dead. Cause that's how this game goes. All the suffering, all the suffering, all the suffering. Regio Urbanissima. Speak with Kan Isena. Raya O. I need to get White Mage to level 80. As I thought, the ether stream here flows toward the tower, as do all others in this region, no doubt. This convergence first began when the Telophoroi erected spirals in all corners of Eorzea to fuel the Tower of Babel. But once destroyed, this divergence of ether should have ceased. Alright, whoever you are, if you've business with us, quit your sulking about in the shadows and speak your piece. Was you there in the tower, wasn't it? My is sharper than you look. Nero! Hey! The boy is here! I recognize you. Nero, yes? Why are you following us? Who said I'm following you? Being a native of Garlemald, does it not stand to reason I might be inclined to come and see what has become of my home? I know not what you're scheming, but we've no time to attend your games. Perhaps Master Garland would make better company for you. Spare me. I am a man of great ambition and greater intellect, far beyond the scope of anything Garland could hope to achieve. He still keeps his head in the clouds, while I would set my sights to the stars and beyond. Which is why you snuck into the tower, but like us, you couldn't get past the blasphemy to reach the transporter. Yes, well, I was very much hoping you would dispense with that little obstacle. And having caught wind of your plans, Curiosity compelled me to see if you were truly up to the task. Do you have reason to believe we are not? Or perhaps does the great genius Nero mean to dispense with the blasphemy himself? Far be it from me to steal your glory having come all this way, but as I am feeling generous, I will tell you what I learned during my time in the Tower of Babel. I was able to access its systems, you see, and discovered one of those dreadful spires still appears to be active. Impossible! They all vanished when Anima was destroyed. Yes, and I've heard of your escapades reclaiming the remains of the Emperor, but obviously failed to reclaim his entire body. As it stands, a piece remains powering a tower at Fabrica. Ah, yes, the manufacturing district, just north of the erstwhile Imperial Palace. A rather impressive feat, considering how these lands are so utterly devoid of ether, barely enough to sustain life, let alone the spire. But if one were to use Varus's remains to forcibly create a confluence of sorts... Precisely. And from what I gleaned of the tower systems, his heart serves as its core. Coursing not with blood, but your precious ether, and now Nerva has amassed a surfeit to shore up his defenses. How fortuitous he should find so perfect an impetus for his design, stolen from better minds than his own. How very like him. Oh, did I say that out loud? You'll forgive me if I fail to show concern for your ire. Nero's just like, what are you gonna do about it? If what you say is true, these lads could never hope to recover from such a paucity of life energies. We must hurry and find Varus's heart, to both spare the land this wanton harvesting, and deny the blasphemy the source of its protection. Are we to presume you have any intention of aiding us? As I said, I have no intention of stealing your glory, though I fear victory may soon slip through your fingers if you do not act quickly. The Tower of Babel was designed specifically for Anima to serve as its core. Nerva forcing himself upon the system has caused it to grow increasingly unstable. If my calculations are correct, and they always are, it will not be long before his presence triggers a system meltdown. The resulting explosion will destroy whatever tenuous streams of ether breathe life into the lands of Garlemald. But more importantly, we will lose our only means of reaching the moon. The heavens forever denied my genius. How so very unfortunate. In any event, 'twould seem time is of the essence. Hey, I can go back to the moon because I'm just that good. That's all well and good, but even if we know which district to search, finding the heart will be like looking for a needle in a bloody haystack. Actually, I may know where you can start. It's all rather hazy, but I still have vague recollections of my time serving Anima when I was enthralled. We were commanded to erect some manner of facility tucked away in a corner of Fabrica. I remember not what it was for, but it's as good a place as any to begin our search. Certainly sounds promising, but surely this facility will be heavily guarded. Then maybe it'd be for the best to divide our forces. If it's just the four of us, shouldn't it prove too difficult to sneak inside and find the heart. Meanwhile, our main force could stand ready to storm the Tower of Babel when the barrier gives out. Be safe. So, am I going to play as Lawrence? Is that a thing? Because pain and suffering if I have to play as Lawrence. This is Lavia. What? Very well. We shall return at once. A number of guardians have left camp for the Tower of Babel. They have somehow misunderstood the threat of the tower and convinced themselves that Nerva has taken refuge there. Still clinging to their ill-placed patriotism, no doubt. They could not have gone far. If we act quickly, perhaps they can be found before they come to harm. A wise man would not waste his time on a few wayward refugees. I thought you Charlene scholars knew better. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, sir. If it is all the same to you, John, I would join you. I'll return to camp and begin preparations for our assault on the tower. Woo! So, and I suppose I should go as well. So it's been Nero this whole time. Though I'm unarmed, I promise not to be a burden. That said, it would behoove us to avoid any undue confrontations if possible. Now then, let us be off. The best part is, I can fly and he disappears. No trace of them here. Let's keep searching. That makes me wonder, if I use like a two-person mount, which I don't think I have any. Oh no, I do! Hold on. Hold on. I do have a multi-purpose mount. Nope, it does not bring them into the thing. Okay. Sad, but whatever. I was hoping because it's a multi-person mount, it would keep them in the thing. I will literally rip you to shreds. Help, someone, please. Did you hear that? It came from over there. Hey, yo, what the fuck? The final quest? The fuck are y'all doing here? You're the ones who came to speak with us before. Yes, we're the ones who told you you'll be safe with us, and then the moment you left our side, you almost died. We heard Lord Nerva had returned. It was assembling his forces in the tower, but... Idiot, that's not Lord Nerva. It's a blasphemy. Shut the fuck up. No, not Lord Nerva too. Then there really is nothing left for us. I'll not deny your situation is dire, but you're not without a path forward. I believe you're the passion and conviction needed to rebuild Garlemald, if you so chose. Or failing that, you could begin life anew in Charlene. Rebuild Garlemald? No, there's no point in entertaining so lofty a dream, and we would sooner die than suffer life under the rule of another. You would sooner seek death than sanctuary. Your resolve is admirable, but sorely misplaced, yeah. If you not see Garlemald rise from the snow and ashes here in Ilsamard, might you consider venturing onto a new frontier? A new frontier? And where exactly is this land ripe for exploration? There, on the moon. It is our goal to create a repository of man's knowledge there, free from the jurisdiction of any nation. As I understand, the magic and technological advancements of Garlemald were without peer. Your expertise would be indispensable in the endeavor, should you be willing, of course. You really expect us to go and live on the bloody moon? Is such a thing even possible? Have you a better alternative? Lest you forget, Garlemald did not rise to grandeur from complacency in the present or rumination in the past. We live for the future. It is in our blood. Life is not without its hardships, of course. Even I have met with the occasional stumbling block. But even should I stumble, my eyes are forever fixed skyward, seeking ever greater heights. The Empire may be lost, but I still possess a great deal of knowledge gained from it, and a desire to seek more. The very notion of exploring the moon is an unprecedented prospect, and that you would balk at the proposition boggles the mind. Consider this. You have heard that beasts of the final days are born of those hapless souls that had given up on everything, yes? If that is indeed the case, can you tell me why you still stand before me? Because deep down you believe your life is yet worth living. Deep down you long to reach for the unreachable. Or perhaps you don't. If you should choose to lay down and die here in the snow, that's none of my concern. Yeah, I mean, not wrong. But, like, also, Nero, have a heart, man. Reach for the unreachable. That sounds like something I would have said back at the academy. Alright, we'll go. I suppose it's better than dying here in the snow, as you so grimly put it. And then we must first dispense with the blasphemy that commands the tower. Yeah, I got it. It's hard to believe Lord Nerva, of all people, could be turned into one of those monsters. Please, you must stop him. Put his soul to rest. Oh, his soul's at rest. More or less. Thank you. And sorry for causing all this trouble. Thank you for the rousing call to action, but I thought you had no interest in meddling in our affairs. Lest you misunderstand, I abhor the idea of my countrymen blindly following nobles they know next to nothing about. Besides, it would be a most piteous sight for not a single guardian to be among those venturing to the moon. Who else am I to prevail upon to learn of new findings up there? Yeah, he's kind of stuck here. Battle dance! Quest completed! Hey, look! More monies! Forlorn Glory. Fortuno is eager to regroup and make ready for battle. From what Nero has told us, Taya is now a luxury we can ill afford. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, if only for the moment. The others are no doubt finishing their preparations for battle. Okay, before all of that, let's cut to the BRB screen for a second. Okay, sorry about that. I've been holding it for like 20 minutes now. Anyway, luckily this being 4 quests means I can just do this final quest and we'll be good. I believe teleporting yeets no, look. It's actually smooth. Somehow it fixed itself. It's probably the million restarts. I should hope the other's absence means all proceeds apace. Good, you're here. With the recent arrival of reinforcements, our preparations are all but complete. Apologies for our lateness. It seems we were at least in time to help deliver the crushing blow. Aye, and if the fates are kind, this will be the last we see of these damnable blasphemies. Commander Aldin, Lord Hien, thank you both for coming. Yes, yes, of course, understood. Lorenz and the others have reclaimed Varus' heart. The barrier protecting the blasphemy should soon dissipate. Then the time has come at last to storm the Tower of Babel. Based at not having to fight as Lorenz. Oh my lord, I hate it when we do that. I despise it. Admiral Melweb and Lord Emmerich await our arrival at its base. So we'll have all the leaders then. Then we should be about it, eh? Well, we'll have all the leaders except for Ashan. Sag. I suppose it's a good opportunity as I need to keep my hammer from rusting over. You know, we need a hammer weapon. I'll accompany you as well. As the forum's representative and a member of the survey team, I feel it my responsibility to see this through to the end. I didn't take you for the fighting type. Despite appearances, I am no stranger to the battlefield. Indeed, I have seen my fair share, traveling the world in service to the forum. Though I may not be the equal of Alphino or Alize, we shall not find ourselves wanting. I can promise you that much. Newlets! Please tell me you have some Newlets! Or at least took the ones from Alphino back. When you have all finished preparations, we shall reconvene at the Enceladium. Let's go. Speak with Fortuno again. It's all the way north. You know what the easy way to do this is? That. That's the easiest way. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All are present accounted for. Shall we proceed? You promise the battles will say that Sir Boys, the event you are defeated, you'll be able to try again from the most recent of these. Terror. Our objective is simple. Locate and eliminate the blasphemy Nerva. Though the barrier guarding him is no more, a number of beasts will surely block the way at the auxiliary sector. Off to a smashing start, I see. It would seem the tower will reach its limit sooner than anticipated. If we're to save the transporter, we must hurry and find Nerva now. Yikes. Hopefully all of this is done as me and not as random NPC. Does this man have Nulist on his back? I was saying that Santa God there was quite the menagerie of horrors when last I was here. Iron Nero! Cause you know Iron Man, but Nero. Oh, he is! He's a sage! We got double healer, so we should be fine.
The path has been revealed.
The winds favor us.
Persistent law, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Down with you!
Hey, can I switch? Hold on. Because I'm in combat, it's not letting me. I also do not want to risk that. I messed up. Oh, fuck's sake.
Tizona!
I don't know, he answered with me. I'm right, like right behind Ian. Oh, game crashed. The drive ended, which means I have to go through it all again. Oh, fuck's sake. The funny thing is, it's taking damage. I have to wait until the game fully crashes. This is funny. Okay. Because of the way I have the game, I have the drive connected. It doesn't auto reconnect. Anyway, it looks like I hit a cutscene, so. Oh, for fuck's sake! What? The drive hasn't reconnected yet. Fuck's sake! Come on! This is just horribly timed. Because it's been fine all day yesterday, all night today, all night, all morning, and now suddenly it's not working again. Like, fuck's sake. Okay, it's back. Like, fuck's sake. Like, just imagine it's all like tense and shit, and all of a sudden, yeah, no. I'm also a little bit sweaty, even though it's like normal temps, because, you know. And the worst part is the game like lags a bit when it does this. This is what I get for being on a laptop. Now we gotta wait the several minutes for the game to launch. Like, just launch the game. There we go. Alright, let's turn on the AC. Fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's trying to launch like 12 instances of the game. Exit game. Okay. It tried to launch like 12 instances of the game. My computer's freaking out because my computer's now freaking out because the exit. Let's try launching it again. It tried to launch like 12 instances of the game and it's like, nope, you can't have more than 2. Apparently I can launch the game twice. I pressed it, I tried to launch it like twice and it like, I was like, oh, you want to launch it 12 times? Fuck's sake, dude. Jank ass setup. That for some reason is bugging out now. I think it's on 1080p right now. Of course, the game's gonna be like, "Oh, did you wanna redo the entire freaking start of the hunt? Not hunt, run." Uh, okay, okay, fuck this shit. One moment, I'm switching over to auxiliary. Hello. Okay, my mic is back. Let's try this again. It should be fine now that I'm running it straight off. Oh, and the headset LEDs are dying now. Woo. If I had $100, I would just buy a fucking like regular Emblem 2. This should have been done by now, by the way. Close. Log in. Ugh. I didn't even get into the game that time. I'm gonna see where my finances are, and I'm gonna try and buy like a bigger drive and just run Windows off of that with the games installed. Wait, the game's not. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so because for whatever reason, it's trying to output the audio to my non-existent headset. Fuck's sake. Also, my mic might be peaking. Okay, hold on. Let's lower the dB a bit. Yeah, okay. All right. That should be, settings, output, no audio, default. Great. Location, the Tower of Babel. We have to restart from the beginning regardless. Because I exited the game. Also, what the fuck is up with this light? Oh, okay. Because of the fact that it's trying to get the signal, it's failing. Shut up. Okay, yeah, we have to restart from the beginning. That's fine. That's fine. We've seen this. I'm not gonna watch it again. Also, why the fuck is OBS all the way over here? I'm so confused. That fight was, like, ridiculous. Not what I wanted to press, but sure, game. I don't mean to just be like hella irritated, but like it's definitely the camera doing it, which is annoying.
The path has been revealed.
The winds favor us.
Because it's not deactive. I need to set it to deactivate when it's not on screen.
Down with you!
I want to try something. Never mind. There is no cheese. There is no cheese in Bossing Say. Oh my lord.
Tizona! Enough!
Is that the last of them? Fuck's sake. Oh, of course not. We can't afford for them to impede our advance any further. Commander Aldin, let us hold them here. Master Fortuno, take the others and go, quickly. Others? It's just me and Nero. Understood. Oh, fuck's sake! I'm gonna have to fight Nerva on my own, aren't I? Why do they look like Void Set? Oh, no, that's... Blasphemy. Nerva, yay, Galvus. Okay, never mind. Apparently I'm 3v1ing. Leave now. Garlemald is mine. Mine. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That means the game cut out right at the end. You know, it all called the Star Home. Blah 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 blah. No, fuck you, I don't have AoEs! I have you. Oh, he rescued me. Face. That's hilarious. He's like, hold on, I have you. Rescue. It does make me wish we had Fortuno as a trust companion. It also means I'm gonna disconnect the camera. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with constant disconnects. Dude. Oh, frick. That took way longer than it should have. Someone put a disconnect like timestamp thing like in the comments, please. Just be like disconnected from this to this if you've gone all the way to here. If you've watched all the way till the end, just be like disconnect timestamp from this to this because I need to know. That's actually pretty badass. For glory everlasting indeed. I need to know. I need to know how long it took me to get back into the game. Is it over, or has the danger passed? If you do put the timestamps in, I will actually put them in the description. That's why I'm asking. So I can put them in the description so you guys can get chapters and whatnot. By hair's breadth, perhaps, but yes, I'd say we've managed to avoid a fiery ruin. Like, I'm not just asking for the sake of asking. Our path to the moon is open once more. The duty of Charlene has ever been to chart the course of history, not to change it. Thus did we fervently hold to our policies of neutrality and non-intervention. In truth, it was all in service to our plans of exodus, to abandon the star to its ruinous fate. Harsh though it may sound, I still believe it was ultimately for the greater good. Thanks to you and your comrades, however, it was a fate that did not come to pass. Yeah, we're just on the other side of it. Whoop whoop. Charlene will now find a new way forward, not merely for the preservation of knowledge, but for the betterment of this star, and all who call it home. So the old way. I believe I speak for all of the Forum when I say it would be an honor and a privilege to work towards such a goal alongside the allied nations. Aye, an age of true and everlasting peace is finally within our grasp, and we will seize it together. Based? It is a relief to know we've no longer a need for battle. Despite my experience, I must confess I am ill-suited to it. The allied nation leaders, meanwhile, demonstrated an aptitude for combat far and above what I might expect from diplomatic figures. And you, my friend, I see now why you are so well regarded as Eorzea's champion. Since when are we friends? I'm friends with kids, sure. The others have already begun the arduous journey home. I mean, I did just call him like my boy earlier, so you probably. Journey home. But before you go, I'd offer a word of thanks to both of you. If not for your timely assistance, our plans would be forfeit, and the lands of Ilsamard forever defiled by the blasphemy. Please, I have no need for your platitudes. I labor only to further my own ends, nothing more. We're the news. Thank you for everything. With Lord Nerva laid to rest, we have the peace of mind to move on without regret. There you are! Now, what's this I've heard about you cleaning out the Tower of Babel? Are we finally ready to return to the moon? Ah, what fortuitous timing. Allow me to introduce you to Living Way of the Loprits, Moon Dweller and Overseer of the survey team. Living Way, these good people will be the moon's first residents. I trust you and the other Loprits will take good care of them. I'm pleased to meet you? I love the hesitation! The sheer is like, how do I respond to this? Residents? Oh no. I mean, oh yes, splendid. After many, many long years of planning and preparation, the moon is absolutely most definitely ready to come in at your stay. Oh no! Oh, wait, hold on! You've had 10,000 years and you're still not done. Glad to hear it. Apologies for the delay. I must first confer with Lawrence and see to our final preparations, but our residence to be and the server team shall be along ere long. My trouble to relay word of our success to Shirabat in Radzat. I should think the tidings are all the more heartening coming from you. Until next we meet. For fuck's sake. Wait, you're not leaving for the moon without me. And it was like, hey! You know Sid's gonna chase him down. No, Jesse. Jesse will chase him down and be like, who do you think you are? Is it twice or 3 times now that we've had the vids get cut off because of thing? Radzat. And then I have to go to Ishgard. And this vid will go up immediately. I don't know when it'll like actually publish because thing, but yeah, I'm uploading it immediately, and then you know. Let's see what we got from the Summon and Battle. 7 and 8. Nope, still the same. Oh, actually, what am I saying? Yoink. You retain those attributes. No, wait. What am I doing? Oh, fuck's sake, I don't have a pickaxe. Control Shift I. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Unequated, 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 unequated. I don't know where that went. fur-lined gazelle skins. I need a molybdenum pickaxe. I know it's good. One or more items missing. Yeah. Anyway, the molybdenum pickaxe. So I'll get that from Ishtar. Or no, wait. It'd be Kugane, I think. Either Kugane or a thing. We're cheaper there. I think. And I will figure that out off camera. So it's true then, the blasphemy Garlemald has been struck down. They were right to call on you, it seems. And with no other outstanding reports of blasphemy sightings, I dare say you've slain the last of them. Perhaps now we can finally start to put the final days behind us. Strange though that may sound. On behalf of my fellow delegates and the Radiant host, I extend to you our humblest thanks. I hope when next I call on you, it'll be under more fortuitous circumstances. And of course, we want that money. And that is the end of the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker role quests. We are officially done. So, as I requested earlier, put timestamps for the game crash back in game in the comments. I will add them to the description so that you guys can just have chapters to view at your leisure. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Tell me what you guys thought of all of these role quests down in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time, and as always, stay bright.